Good morning again to everybody, and thank you for the ability to join us today. I am very pleased to welcome Peter Fragiskatos, Member of Parliament for London North Centre, Bob Bailey, Member of Provincial Parliament for Sarnia-Lambton, and Mayor Mike Bradley, the Mayor of the City of Sarnia. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome MP Peter Fragiskatos to begin today's announcement. Peter, please.
Well, good morning. Thank you very much, Warden. Appreciate the introduction. Great to be with everyone today. Care deeply about Sarnia, have ties to the city. In fact, I think once we're past COVID-19, I will make it a priority to come into the city, visit John's restaurant, have one of those famous John's breakfasts. Our family is good family friends with the owners there. I've known them since I was a child, and no, I'm thinking of you all. I know that it's been a hard time for your community. It's been a hard time for all communities. And yes, I'm a London MP, but I see myself also as a Southwestern Ontario MP, and really pleased to be with you, Warden, today, with MPP Bailey, with Mayor Bradley as well. We all share the goal of ensuring that everybody in our community has a safe and affordable place to call home. Current events have reminded us more than ever that nothing is more important than a home. As Canadians have done their part to contain the spread of COVID-19, their homes have become a sanctuary, a place of safety and refuge in challenging times. Our government acted quickly in the face of this monumental challenge. We stabilized housing markets by providing mortgage relief and ensuring liquidity so banks could continue to lend. We invested widely across the economy to support hard-hit industries and businesses. We also help Canadians who were worried about making the impossible choice between paying rent and putting food on the table. These measures have provided valuable relief to families in Sarnia and to the local economy. But ensuring housing affordability for all is not a quick fix, and that's why we're here today. Together with the Government of Ontario, our federal government is proud to announce that we are providing $1.3 million in funding towards the Maxwell Place Modular build, a 24-unit new affordable housing build for seniors in Sarnia, operated by the County of Lambton. Our government is proud of investments in this project because we believe everyone deserves an opportunity to succeed. More affordable housing is critical to ensure that more Canadians have access to affordable housing that meets their everyday needs. This project is being funded as part of the National Housing Strategy's bilateral agreement between the governments of Canada and Ontario. The National Housing Strategy itself is the federal government's 10-year, $70 billion plus plan to strengthen the middle class, fuel our economy, and give more Canadians a place to call home. Under the National Housing Strategy, we're aiming to not only eliminate chronic homelessness, but also to create up to 160,000 new housing units, repair 300,000 existing ones, and remove 530,000 households from housing need. So thank you all to the staff who helped put together today's event, to the elected representatives. Again, really appreciate the partnership that we see here. Your hard work matters. Best wishes, of course, especially to the future residents, to the seniors who will have a new affordable place to call home. And I think it's just a testament to the fact that we need to continue to be behind our seniors, need to continue to support them. If there is a silver lining in this pandemic, it is that we need to recognize the importance of community, recognize the importance of our elders within our communities in Canada. And I know that we will continue to do that. Governments have a solemn responsibility to work together to make this happen. And housing is at the very core of ensuring security for all, which is what we're all in politics for. So thank you again for the opportunity to join you today. And I look forward to the comments of colleagues. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, MP Fragiskatos. I'd like to now invite Sarnia-Lambton MPP Bob Bailey to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Warden Marriott, Kevin, for that kind introduction. And I'm pleased to join Member of Parliament Peter Fragiskatos from London, and of course our neighbor down the road, and of course Mayor Mike Bradley, Mayor of Sarnia, this great news announcement right here in our own community this morning. As Peter said, COVID-19 has shown us all how important it is to have a place to call home. And as far as Maxwell Park Place, I'm happy to announce that the $1.3 million will be invested in Sarnia-Lambton through the Canada and Ontario Community Housing Initiative to help build this critical addition to Maxwell Park Place. The projects like this make a real difference in the lives of people in our community. And we're pleased to be working with the Government of Canada, the County of Lambton, and of course the City of Sarnia to address local priorities and help build these new affordable homes. Once completed, the Maxwell Park Place will be 3 stories high and contain 24 one-bedroom apartments for seniors. 6 of these units will be barrier-free to support individuals with mobility challenges. It will also include barrier-free access through an elevator and, of course, energy efficiency features that exceed the minimum Ontario building code. The additional will use modular prefabricated units, which is an exciting, innovative building technique that's allowing projects to be built quicker and allowing Ontarians to have a safe place to call home. The COVID-19 recovery in housing, our government understands that the impact that COVID-19 is having on most vulnerable people in our communities. And protecting the health and well-being of all Ontarians continues to be our government's top priority, along with the federal and municipal governments. We've announced a range of measures that will help Ontarians to get through these unprecedented times. This includes our $510 million investment through the Social Services Relief Fund to help our community partners respond to local housing pressures and help vulnerable Ontarians find and keep the housing they need. This funding has been critical here locally, especially to protect our most vulnerable, including those experiencing homelessness. Under the Social Services Relief Fund, the County of Lambton has received more than $4.5 million to help deliver critical supports such as PPE for shelters, food, emergency service, and rent assistance. And I know Service Manager Valerie Colasanti is on here today, and I want to applaud the great work her and her people have done. This funding can also be used to create longer-term housing solutions for people who are homeless or at risk. And in conclusion, supporting the Maxwell Park Place project is one way we are working with our partners, federally and municipally, to make our community housing system more efficient and sustainable, to ensure people can access that affordable housing and supports they need today and in the years to come. Our government will continue to work with our partners here today to improve the community housing system, increase the housing supply, and help ensure that everyone has a safe place to call home. Thank you very much again, Warden Marriott and my partners here.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey. That's it's great news. And I'd like to add, as Lambton County Warden, this announcement is very exciting for both the City of Sarnia, in fact, all of Lambton County. The need for affordable housing for seniors and others has been steadily growing, but has become even more alarming this past year. This announcement of 24 units couldn't be more timely for those in need. The combination of job losses due to the pandemic, as well as rising home prices, have created the perfect storm to increase our homeless population to levels we have never seen before. Having this 3-way partnership between the federal government, provincial government, and the County of Lambton is what made this project possible in these very challenging times. The ability of this project to go from application stage to possibly being available for living in just 1 year is absolutely amazing and unheard of before. It's analogous to the building of the pyramids. I hope that MP Fragiskatos and MPP Bailey take back to your respective governments that the County of Lambton is very grateful for this project and hope that we can start a possible phase 2 in the near future. I also want to thank the team of Valerie Colasanti, as well as Kelly Hall, for organizing this from the application stage to the site selection on behalf of Lambton County. So again, many thanks to MP Fragiskatos and the federal government, as well as the MPP Bailey and the provincial government, for giving Lambton County the ability to increase the affordable housing here in Lambton County. I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Mike Bradley for his comments.
Well, thanks, Warden Marriott. And to MP Peter, I've appreciated that you've taken us under your wing to help us on things like Line 5, affordable housing, the border opening, and that's been good to have that contact with a member of the government on a regular basis. And to Bob too for his advocacy on different issues. And I think out of just saying that, the other thing that has been very impressive because of COVID has the diminishing of partisanship. The fact that governments are working together across this country at the provincial and federal, and there's always going to be differences, but it seems that they've been put on the back burner as we try to move our communities and our country forward, knowing that we've still got a long way to go to get through the COVID storm. So that I think has made a difference in this project too. I do believe that the basic rights of Canadians is to seek shelter from the shore, that no one should be wandering the streets looking for housing. And I think one of the things that I see coming out of COVID has been a big, real change, is that we have lots of opportunity. The modular concept is popping up everywhere, where you can go to ground and be up and running within a year or so. The other opportunity that's out there is the fact that we've had a number of hotels that have closed and probably won't reopen in the capacity that they were before, or limited capacity to offer accommodation. There's tremendous opportunity in the hotel sector to move in and provide accommodation to people in need and do it very quickly. So I think those are positive things if you're looking at what we've gone through with COVID. And I also just want to give full disclosure. I had absolutely nothing to do with this project, except for being on county council. So I applaud the people that led it and pushed it. I do see opportunity in the city with the former Skits property, and we're continuing those discussions with the county to look at future investment that would strengthen neighborhoods and give opportunity for people to have accommodation who need it and shouldn't have to worry about, because I hear it all the time, well, you've got lots of apartments, and you've got units that people can rent, but they're not the units you want people to live in with dignity and the capacity to have a decent life. So I thank you for this announcement today to both governments. And I look forward, I mean, within a year, we'll probably be at the opening of this facility, and that's a real positive step. So thank you, Warden Marriott.
Thank you, Mayor Bradley. I know this is a welcome addition to the city of Sarnia and the county as a whole. And I think I speak on behalf of everybody here today when I say we are looking forward to seeing construction begin. I'd like to now open the floor to questions from the media. And maybe Lisa, you could introduce the first speaker in question, please.
Absolutely. If I can just ask that if there's any members of the media present that have a question, if they could just use the raise hand function, and I will call on them. Or you can even just use the yes, no button there if that's easier.
Hey, Lisa, I'm not sure how to raise my hand, but I could ask a question for the Sarnia Observer.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Terry.
Perfect. Just curious, I guess, why this was the ideal site for this project?
I'll turn that over to Kelly Paul, please.
Thank you, Warden Marriott. We looked at a number of options when we were trying to sort out where we were going to build the next affordable housing units. The county, we looked at a number of county sites. We looked at surplus lands within the county. We had conversations with the city of Sarnia and the village of Point Edward. We also looked at surplus lands with other levels of government and also into the private market. And the options were limited as they related to kind of meeting program timelines and the size of property and kind of zoning and variance requirements, along with a number of other things. And so this was an option that we had come up with, and felt that it would certainly meet the need to house seniors and add to the property that we already have.
Perfect. And just as a follow-up, do you have a timeline for when shovels will be in the ground and when possibly this could open?
We are hoping for the construction start later in the spring and occupancy by the end of the year.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know how to raise my hand either. Can I ask a question on behalf of Sarnia Journal?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Troy. Thank you.
Thank you. last December, I wrote about a potential 24 units project that the county had set aside 1.17 million for. I'm just clarifying, this is the same project? It was also a 24 bed.
Troy, my
Yes,
understanding.
that's correct.
That's correct.
Perfect. And just to follow up to that, how was the decision made to gear this project to seniors?
The Maxwell Park Place building is a seniors only building, and so we just felt it would be that would work for the site.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next, we have Colin Gowdy from Blackburn News. He may be having some sound difficulties, so we'll give him a second here, and if not, I'll have him send me over his kind of questions and we'll connect with him afterwards. All right, so Colin's having some technical difficulties, so I'll connect with him offline and share any questions that he has, and we can get some answers there. Are there any further questions from any of the members of media present on today's call?
Hey, Lisa, maybe one more if you don't mind.
Absolutely, go ahead, Terry.
Just wondering, as far as tenants, is there like an approval process, or how do people move into this place?
Thanks, Jerry. We are still working to finalize our rent out plans, but that'll be something that internally we will look to, and certainly will communicate as the project goes along.
Great, thanks, Kelly.
Are there any further questions from the media? Not seeing any further questions right now, I will pass it back to Warden Marriott for a closing statement.
Thank you, Lisa. With no further questions, I'd like to thank again MP Fragiskatos, MPP Bailey, and Mayor Bradley for taking the time to join us for today's announcement.